I want to talk a little bit more about mentorship and kind of go to the bedrock root of that, your grandmother, like you talked about. What a responsibility that she had on her shoulders, raising so many children. And, what else, as a mentor, what else did she also kind of show you through her actions?
Yeah.
Because I would imagine she couldn't give the level of attention, that she could if someone were to have two children or three children. So what did she teach you about, you know, love from her, but also how to be independent?
Yes. So my grandmother was at a time when her opportunities were fairly limited.
Yeah.
So as she saw me excel in school, and as we had conversations, now it's interesting, no formal degrees, but she had a PhD in common sense.
Yeah.
So we can
So
do.
common sense. I was talking about that with a client today. They said to me, I realized today, this is a very astute business person. I realized today, common sense, not so common. Yeah. So go ahead. PhD in common sense. I love it.
She understood how to work, how to navigate difficult conversations with people.
Yeah.
So she became the family diplomat in sorting out any disagreements. And because she was viewed as such a fair person with extending love to so many and equally, that she was then trusted by everyone.
Yeah.
She showed me a couple of things. She showed me that one of the most important things in life is to build your trust currency up with people.
Yeah.
That if you, whether you're working on a transaction or interacting with someone to win their support or having to navigate a difficult situation, it's impossible to do unless there's an element of trust and how to build, not only create it, but build it.
Yeah.
And so that was amazing. And the another very important lesson is that our words shape our world.
Yeah.
It's so important what we say. And I remembered I was working, I started my career as a CPA, and I was working, and she came to spend some time with me, and I came home and she looked at me and she was just bestowing so much gratitude and telling me how blessed and how great I am, how successful I would be. And honestly, the outpouring was so significantly dramatic for me that I looked behind me to say, stayed home. I didn't feel my best, but there was my grandmother just encouraging me, and her encouragement, and it was her words.
Yeah.
The thing she implanted in me that today gives me the confidence to succeed and really move on against any obstacle, whether insurmountable or not, that I may see.
Yeah, it's amazing. I have those people in my life too, where, sometimes you think they gave you the advice yesterday, but it was really 30, 40 some years ago.
Gosh, yeah.
A quick question before we move on a little bit. Do you think your grandmother learned that, or do you think it was a combination of learned and kind of came into this lifetime with maybe a plethora of past lives to be such a wise sage?
That's a very, very good question. But my grandmother had a very defining moment, like a make or break moment for her when she was 12. And in a nutshell, she was shopping with her mom, and her mom was a single mom, and there was a gentleman interested in her. Her mother rebuffed it, so her mom was holding her hands, rebuffing this well-dressed gentleman trying to woo her. And my grandmother said he just went to her and just like touched her like this and said, "Oh, come on now, there could be more to us." And my grandmother said when she looked up, he had inserted in his cufflinks a knife that he kept. Literally, she saw her mom die in front of her.
Oh my God.
literally die in front of her. She ran to get help. It was too late. It dramatically changed her life. And she could have grown up to be one of the most bitter, lonely people. Instead, she grew up with such a softness. There
Wow.
was a grace about her, the most loving, unforgettable spirit
Wow.
that was birthed out of this tragedy. And what she taught me in life, so much can happen to us, but it's our reaction that matters.
Yeah.
And
Amen.
how we process it that matters.
Yeah.
And so here you have this, and I looked at her and her face, everything. Not only was she beautiful to behold, but it was the spirit within her. So whether she got that from her mom's spirit, or whether it was the nature, or what she chose to focus on and learn from, it may have been a combination of
Yeah.
both. But whatever it was, her legacy is something I'm proud to stand
Yeah.
in today.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, I'm sorry for that experience for her, but wow, she sure did respond and step up and bring a lot of light and love to the world.